Hi everyone, hope you all are having a good day today. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about gun fit. Not necessarily how to adjust your gun, but how to get a gun to fit properly. So to start, let's start with length of pull. Now length of pull is simply going to be the amount of distance between your shoulder when the gun is mounted and your trigger. So it's just right here. It's this from your trigger to the back of your pad back here. So how you're going to measure this is you're going to stick the pad of your gun in your elbow like so. And then you're going to take your finger, right, make sure it's straight, your trigger finger, and make sure that you can put it and reach your trigger comfortably. If you can reach your trigger comfortably, and that means the length of pull is correct for you. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean the gun fits you properly in all aspects, but it means that this part of the gun is fitting you properly. So if it's too long, so say for me, you can see my finger pretty well fits perfectly there. But let's say my finger was just coming back to right here, I would need to shorten the gun a little bit. But if I was way up here like this, wrapping my finger around the trigger, I would need to lengthen it a little bit. So you have to adjust it accordingly there. Now let's talk about what your beads of the gun should look like. So I'll go ahead and put my gun together here. Alright, so this is one, really every aspect is important when you're fitting a gun, but if I had to pick one that is most important, I would probably pick this part. So what we're going to be looking at is whenever you're looking down the barrel of the gun, so you have your face up here like this and you're looking down the barrel, you should be able to see the two beads, the back bead and the front bead. They should be perfectly lined up. So this bead, these two beads, hopefully you guys can see a little bit, should be perfectly lined up straight, okay? Now they're probably not from your angle, but whenever I look down the barrel of the gun, they are to me. So they shouldn't be, so your back bead shouldn't be to the left of one or to the right of one. They should be perfectly lined up, and they should be perfectly stacked. Now that is one thing that you will get a little bit of debate on. In very rare exceptions will people not have their beads stacked whenever their gun fits properly. Very rare exceptions, only one or two that I can think of. But for 99% of trap shooters, your beads need to be stacked perfectly and in line with each other. So nobody that I know of that shoots very high scores has their beads disaligned to the left and to the right. But being stacked, you know, the front bead's here, right? So you have one bead here, the back bead needs to be right at the bottom of it. I've seen some shooters have success not doing that. But, you know, once again, for the general, most of us trap shooters, we need to have them stacked perfectly. So, and as far as your point of impact goes, I think that if you have your beads stacked, it's going to be really close. There is no magic point of impact number. And what I mean by point of impact is, if you're aiming here, then, you know, 100% high would mean that the bottom of your pattern is right on top of that. For me, I'm about 90% of it is above and 10% of it is below. I know guys that shoot as high as 120%, so that means the bottom of their pattern isn't here, it's here. And they do that successfully, but I also know guys that shoot a 70% high gun, so you know, they're somewhere, you know, 70%, so they're something like that. And they, once again, shoot very successfully. So the best way to find the best POI for you is just go out there on post 3. This is strictly for trap shooting. Go out on post 3, set the targets on straightaways, and set up at the 16-yard line. Find out where your gun's shooting. Put the gun where you want it. If you're chipping the tops out of the target, that means your gun is shooting too high. If you're chipping the bottoms out of it, then it's too low. If you're just absolutely just hanging smoke every time, then it's set up right. But you have to keep in mind, the great thing to do as well while you're doing that is go ahead and back up. So back all the way up to whatever your yardage is. If it's a 27, back up there. 24-yard line, go ahead and back up there. And hopefully you're still consistently hanging smoke, and just go ahead and just tweak it a little bit, you know. So if you're noticing an inconsistent pattern as you back up, you know, maybe that POI, maybe you're chipping the top side of the target. Go ahead and change that, you know, lower the POI a little bit. It's better to have to adjust your game in singles and to have your gun set up perfectly for handicaps, I think. So that's what's worked well for me in the past, is setting my gun up perfectly for handicaps. And generally they're going to be pretty close. You know, you might notice just a very little difference, but most of the time what fits you in singles is going to be what fits you in handicaps. And especially the other way around, what fits you in handicaps is going to fit you in singles. So gun fit is probably one of, if not the most important aspect of being a good trap shooter. You absolutely have to have a gun that fits you very, very good, if not perfect, to be successful. If you don't, it's just, you're going to have a hard time being consistent. I think that gun fit issues can cause a lot of inconsistency with people. Knowing somebody personally that can help you set your gun up is worth a lot. I know in the past I've had several friends set guns up for me that they know what they're doing, and they've been, I've been very fortunate to have people willing to do that. So be sure to take advantage of that if you can. If you have somebody that you know that's willing to invest some time in you to set your gun up, take advantage of that. So guys, I hope this helps. Please hit the subscribe button below. It really helps out, guys. Thanks so much for watching.